Hi, my name's Ben. I work for the Game House, and today we're going to be talking about some potential landing spots for Cam Newton on his comeback tour. Okay, so if you've missed it, Cam Newton is ready to make a comeback to the NFL. He has a quote that says there aren't 32 quarterbacks better than him. He didn't use the word quarterbacks, but I'm trying not to get demonetized. So yeah, he's looking to join another team, and he demonstrated his arm strength during Auburn's Pro Day, where he bombed a ball about 70 yards and put it right on the money, showing that he can still throw the ball. So let's just talk through a couple scenarios that could get him back into the league. All right, so as we know, Cam Newton was a three-time Pro Bowler, first-team All-Pro, one selection there. He was the 2015 MVP. He made it to the Super Bowl. He was the Offensive Rookie of the Year his first year in the league, so he has a storied career, one of the best rushing quarterbacks of all time, sort of a power runner, and he's quick. Has lost a step after he had COVID back during the 2020 season when he was with New England. Let's just talk about his stats for the past couple years, 2020 and 2021. During 2020, he was with the New England Patriots, played and started in 15 games, went 7-8 in those, had a completion percentage of 65.8, threw for 8 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, but he also rushed for 592 yards and 12 more touchdowns, so still proved he had it on the ground. 2021 wasn't as good. He rejoined Carolina, if you remember the big touchdown against the Cardinals when he rushed for one and said that I'm back. He played in 8 games, started 5 of them. He went 0-5, unfortunately. Threw for 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and only rushed 47 times for 230 yards, but scored another 5 touchdowns. So looks like he can still run even after that weird hiccup after the couple games he missed in 2020 due to COVID. Now, some teams that could really use him. I'm going to go with the most obvious one first. The Kansas City Chiefs. So Chad Henne just retired. Chad Henne played hero in 2 playoff games for Kansas City when Patrick Mahomes went down. So they're in need of a new veteran backup. And Cam Newton can be more than just that, more than just a veteran backup. He can be a gadget player. They can design packages for him. And maybe most importantly, they can use him to quarterback sneak. Now, Patrick Mahomes is pretty famously afraid to quarterback sneak. He never does it. And if you have a power runner like Cam, who's still big and strong, to maybe do that rugby push that the Philadelphia Eagles demonstrated in their Super Bowl run, maybe push him forward, get some extra yards, it makes sense as long as he doesn't demand too much money, and they could get another ring out of it. Another team you could go to, this one's a little more interesting, the New Orleans Saints. So the New Orleans Saints have been operating in a way that the cap doesn't really exist, right? They continue to sign players, they continue to push money down the road, they continue to rework contracts and sign people like Derek Carr. Now, why would they need Cam Newton when they have Derek Carr? Again, for the same reason that they have Taysom Hill. They love to run those strange little gadget plays, and if you have 2 running quarterbacks on the field at once with Taysom Hill and Cam Newton, one of whom can throw it, now I'm talking about Cam, that's a recipe to win the NFC South, which is still a weak division, and of course Cam knows the NFC South very well from his time with the Panthers. And then finally, strangely enough, the Panthers could re-sign him for a 3rd time. The Panthers are definitely drafting a quarterback. He will be starting, whoever that quarterback is will be starting, but having Cam Newton behind him, whoever that quarterback may be, teach him what to look for as far as scrambling and running lanes, and maybe get in there if the young player that they take is struggling a little bit. I think that could definitely work out for the team. Now, they're not going for a Super Bowl push, and Cam would really just be going there to prove that he still has it, and if he gets those spot starts for the young quarterback, he could turn that into maybe another big payday because he is only 34 years old. So those are just a couple of options. Obviously, he could be a backup anywhere. I really only brought up backup situations. Places he could start, like I said, the Houston Texans are probably also going to take a quarterback. Maybe the San Francisco 49ers, he could coach up Trey Lance. But yeah, tell me where you think Cam Newton will end up if he does end up getting back in the league. If you don't think he'll end up getting back in the league, let us know why. I'm interested. But thanks for watching, and stay tuned to the Game House.